Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago, Bears fans. Let's get to the news. There's a buzz in the NFL circles, and it's all about the potential blockbuster trade involving Cincinnati Bengals, wide receiver T. Higgins and the Chicago Bears. Now, I know what you're thinking. T. Higgins. The guy has been a real game changer when he's healthy, and the idea of him wearing Bears colors is pretty exciting. Rumors are swirling that this isn't just idle chatter. It might actually happen. According to sources close to the Bengals, Cincinnati is currently in a bit of a tough spot. They're 0-2, and it looks like they're tanking intentionally, focusing on building for the future rather than competing right now. The Bengals are reportedly looking to move Higgins in exchange for some draft capital, specifically a second-round pick in 2026 and a fourth-round pick in 2027. This kind of move makes a lot of sense for Cincinnati. They're facing some financial constraints with an $18 million cap hit on Higgins, and they're prioritizing bolstering their offensive line. It's no secret that protecting Joe Burrow has been a challenge for them, and with Cincinnati leaking points, giving up 28 points per game, they see the need to improve their trenches to help Burrow stay upright and healthy for the long haul. Moving Higgins now could be a calculated decision, especially if they're planning to extend him later with a new deal, maybe around $25 million, to lock him down as part of their future core. But let's shift gears and talk about what this means for the Bears. If this trade actually goes through, it could be a game changer for Chicago's offense. Higgins is an elite contested catch receiver, a guy who can explode after the catch, turning short passes into big gains. His yards after catch, YAC, are among the best in the league, averaging around 5-7 yards per attempt, and he can create mismatches deep down the field. For the Bears, who have been trying to find that true WR1 to complement DJ Moore, Higgins could be the perfect fit. DJ Moore has already shown he's a top-tier receiver, but Higgins would add another dimension, more size, more contested catch ability, and a guy who can be a genuine deep threat. Imagine the impact. With Higgins, the Bears' passing game could see a significant boost, adding over 10 yards this season, which would be a huge upgrade considering their current offensive production. Plus, it would open up even more opportunities for Justin Fields to stretch the field. Higgins' profile suggests he'd fit perfectly into the Bears' offensive scheme, especially with the way they've been trying to push the tempo and take shots downfield. His ability to create mismatches against linebackers and safeties would be a nightmare for defenses, especially as Chicago continues to develop its offensive identity. And let's not forget, Higgins' addition could elevate the entire offense, helping the Bears improve their EPA per pass, which currently lags behind league leaders. With Higgins stretching the field and creating space, Fields would have more room to operate, and the offense as a whole could see a jump of around 17% in EPA per pass. That's a huge boost, and it makes the Bears a much more dangerous team on offense. It's not just about adding a receiver, it's about transforming the offense into a more explosive unit capable of competing with the best in the league. Now, looking at the division, this move could shake things up considerably. The NFC North has been a tight race, but with the Vikings and Lions both showing flashes of potential, the Bears need to strike quickly if they want to stay competitive. Adding Higgins would give Chicago a serious offensive weapon that could elevate their game and make them a legit contender. And if the Bears can also bolster their defense, remember, this team has been building a solid foundation on that side. They could become a real threat to make a deep playoff run. Defensive improvements, combined with a more potent offense, could push Chicago into the top echelon of the league, especially if they keep the momentum going with their young core. Of course, this isn't just about adding a star receiver. It's about what this signals for the Bears' long-term ambitions. Chicago has been rebuilding, and with DJ Moore leading the way as a proven WR1, adding Higgins would be like putting the cherry on top. It shows the front office is serious about contending now, not just in a couple of years. The fans have been waiting for that big splash, and if this deal goes through, it could be that splash that propels the Bears into the playoff conversation and beyond. Defensively, Chicago has been steadily improving, especially with the addition of talented young players and a scheme that's starting to click. But to truly take that next step, they need to keep up offensively. A weapon like Higgins can help them stay in shootouts, extend drives, and put more points on the board, something that's been a struggle at times this season. The Bears' offense, with Fields at quarterback, has shown flashes of brilliance, but consistency and a reliable target have been missing. Higgins could be that missing piece, turning Chicago into a true offensive threat that defenses fear. And let's talk about the potential ripple effects. If Higgins arrives, it could also influence Chicago's draft strategy moving forward. With a more complete roster, the Bears might focus on strengthening their defense even more, knowing they have the offensive firepower to compete. This could also impact their future free agency plans, making Chicago a more attractive destination for other top-tier talents looking to join a team with playoff aspirations. Now, of course, there are some hurdles. The trade isn't set in stone, and the Bengals might want to negotiate further, maybe seek an even higher draft pick or additional assets. Cincinnati could also be waiting to see how Higgins performs in the first few games of the season before finalizing anything. Meanwhile, the Bears are likely pondering their options. Should they make this move? Will it be worth the draft capital? But one thing's clear, the potential upside is huge, and it's exactly the kind of bold move that could define their season. As fans, we always look for those moments that turn a team's trajectory around. This could be one of them. The Bears have been building steadily, and with a new star in the mix, they could finally take that leap from being a developing team to a playoff-caliber squad. The excitement is real and the possibilities are endless. Keep an eye on this story because if it comes to fruition, it'll be a game changer, not just for Chicago, but for the entire NFC North. The Bears might just be on the verge of making a major statement, and I, for one, can't wait to see how it unfolds. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, if the trade does happen, the Bears' offense would instantly look more explosive. Fields would have a receiver who can make plays in contested situations, and the entire passing attack would be more dynamic. Chicago's offensive line has been a work in progress, but adding a receiver of Higgins' caliber can help take some pressure off the line, giving Fields more time to throw and more options to target. The coaching staff would have a new toy to scheme around, and that could lead to some creative play calling designed to maximize Higgins' strengths. From a fan perspective, this move would energize the fan base. After a couple of tough seasons, Chicago fans are eager for a spark, something to get the team back into playoff contention and to believe in the future. Higgins' arrival would send a message that the Bears are serious about contending now, not just planning for a distant future. It could also boost team morale, as players love to see their team making bold moves, and that kind of confidence can translate into better performances on game day. Of course, there are still questions. How will Higgins fit into the team's chemistry? Will he be able to adapt quickly to Chicago's system? And what about the other receivers and the offensive scheme? Those are questions that only time can answer, but the potential is certainly there. The Bears' front office has shown they're willing to make bold moves, and if this trade gets finalized, it would be a clear signal that they're all in on winning now. In the end, this could be one of those offseason moves that define a franchise's direction for years to come. We've seen how a single player can elevate a team. Think about what the addition of a true playmaker does for a young quarterback like Fields. It opens up the entire offense and puts defenses on notice. With Higgins, the Bears could finally have that receiver who demands double teams, who stretches the field, and who makes the tough contested catches that can turn a game around. So Bears fans, keep your fingers crossed. This story is still developing, but the signs point toward a very exciting possibility. If it happens, it'll be a move that fans will be talking about for years, a key step in Chicago's quest for another Super Bowl appearance. The NFC North is already competitive, but with Higgins in the fold, the Bears could be positioning themselves as the team to beat. The future looks bright, and I can't wait to see how this unfolds in the coming weeks. Stay tuned because the best is yet to come and the Bears are about to make some serious noise. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news.